Good evening. Welcome to Injustice Investigations. I am your host, Al Scott. As always, we thank you all for tuning in to tonight's live broadcast. Rhonda Langley, good evening to you. Love you big time. Thank you so much for spending an hour with me tonight. This is going to be our last show for 2020. It's not our last show, period. We will be back January the 5th, be it the Lord willing. We will return then. We're just taking a little break. We still will be dealing with issues throughout the United States. So nothing changes on that. That's with us 365 days a year. So again, this is our last broadcast on YouTube. We will return, be it the Lord willing, on January the 5th at 7 p.m. Tonight, with this being our last broadcast on YouTube, we're going to look back at some of the stories that caught our attention, and the call-in number is up on the screen if you would like to call in and speak on some things that got your undivided attention in 2020. I was going to say 2019 and 2020. And we do know that there has been a lot going on throughout the community as far as Black people are concerned. Tammy, always 100, never fake. Good evening to you. There's Oprah Winfrey, sisters in the house tonight. Miss Winfrey, always good to see you, especially on our last show. I love you big time. Tracy Taylor, welcome back. Welcome back. There's Terry R. Good evening to you. The one and only, the lady that keeps me up to date on everything that goes on in Shreveport. Miss Farris is in the house tonight. She will call and she said, Mr. Scott, I need you to get here. I need you to get there. I need you to get there. And I'm like, okay, I gotta go. She has been a tremendous help from day one since we started YouTube. So Miss Farris, I love you for that. Appreciate you big time. And I know there's some personal things going on in your family, and you have my prayers, and anything that we can do on this end to help. You just ring that phone, and we are on our way. Throughout the years you have been with me, and I gratefully appreciate you on that. One thing I want to say first is that every end of the year, we get ready to make our New Year's resolution. It's a tradition. And some really take it serious. But if we were to tell the truth tonight, most who make New Year's resolutions do not keep them. It probably ends in about the first 30 days within a new year. And there are many reasons why we don't keep our New Year's resolution. Indeed, you're welcome, Ms. Farris. There are many reasons. One, a lot of people have no earthly intentions on keeping them in the first place. Some do, but they still don't follow through with it 100%. If we sit and we say, well, my New Year's resolution is going to be to lose weight. I'm going to stop smoking cigarettes. I'm going to stop dating, as women would say, losers. Guys would probably say, I'm going to stop dating the damn hoochie mamas. So whatever the case may be, it's simple. There's nothing magical within a new year that will change you. There's nothing magical in a new year that will cause you to live up to that resolution that you made. If you said, come January the 1st, I'm going on a diet. If you're really serious about that, you will not wait until January 1 to implement that. You're fooling your damn self. Whatever you're going to do on January 1, you can do right now. Okay, Terry Art says, mine is to leave the sodas alone. I want to know how that works out for you around April or May. Call me, contact me, let me know what happened with you on that. Nothing nice. Good evening to you and your family as well. Thank you so much. Sandy Moon, good evening to you, and welcome welcome. Listen, I think it was last night we were on air, and Miss Farris did it first. Miss Farris put up a post, and she said, she asked a question, "What's going on with Trump?" And I'm like, I have no earthly idea what's going on with him. But right after she made that post, someone came behind her, and then it began to spell out what was going on as far as Donald Duck was concerned. Yes, give me. Oh, okay. I'm gonna do this. That's Brother Emmanuel. He was supposed to be on the show with me tonight. Yes, give me a few minutes, and I will give you a cue when you can call in to the show. He was supposed to be on a split screen with me, but I think I may have sent a link to the wrong email address, so that's not on him. That's on me. Yeah, so give me a few minutes, brother, and I'm going to tell you when you can call in to the show tonight. And so we just have to be honest with ourselves and never make a decision or make a change to please someone else. Because when you make that change, especially to please someone else, then they could easily walk out of your life. And as long as you continue to make change to please other people, you'll never find out who you are. Because what you are today, you will not be tomorrow. That's a big problem for a lot of people, not just Black people. That we try to fit in a lot of places where we don't fit. You cannot get a square peg into a round hole. And so, you're playing jack in the box with yourself. And just as soon as you get Lisa on your side, well, Tanya say you need to do this and then you do that. So you must be true to you. You must first be true to thyself. Ms. Hot Pink, good evening to you. Briefly, going back to Ms. Farris and that post. And right before we ended the show, it popped up that he says, I'm not going to sign the bill. Okay. In the beginning, Donald Duck said, I will sign it. This was before they had reached a deal. After the deal had been reached, Donald Duck says, again, I will sign it. Ms. Wallace, good evening to you and welcome. That's what he said. $600. He waited almost a year for $600 for nothing. Then you were told you have to wait another week or two before we deposit that money into your bank account. Okay. Trump interrupts the plans. I'm not going to sign it. That's a disgrace. That's what he said, disgrace. The only thing that's a disgrace in this country right now is you sitting in that damn White House acting as president of the United States. And you and I and most of the world know you don't have no earthly damn idea how the government works in this country. And you could care less because you entered into that White House for self-gain. Now, I want it to be $2,000. Really? They need more. Here's what Trump's doing. They're not going to go for that. If they go back to the table, they could be there until mid-January trying to come up with another deal that's appealing to both sides. So you will not get nothing under his leadership right now. He knows exactly what he's doing. If you thought the American people deserved $2,000, if you thought that, you had several opportunities to interject and say, I'm not going to do it for $600. They need $2,000. Brother Emmanuel is about to come on. I see him on the piece. I'm going to bring him up here shortly. So
Donald Duck don't care about you. Donald Duck don't care about your family. Donald Duck is it's just total chaos right now. There's a battlefield going on inside of his mind. He doesn't give a damn about the American people. You have stopped this here. You guys wouldn't even deposit it into their bank accounts before Christmas. Almost a year. And now we won't get nothing. Him and his blow-up plastic porn doll is on their way to Florida to do something close to nothing. The Democrats, Republicans, and that sapsucker, they live a wonderful life. While you and I, we suffer at the hands of very, very diabolical people. They said a long time ago that this country will be destroyed from within. Simply put, this country's number one enemy lives in the United States. Not only do our number one enemy lives in the United States, that enemy was born in the United States. Brother Emmanuel. He's on the phrase.
Only me.
Good evening, my brother. What's going on, man?
Good evening, my friend. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great. Sorry about the mix-up there. I think that was on me. That wasn't you. I may have sent it to the wrong email.
Oh, it's all right, family. Can you hear me good?
Yes, sir. I mean, yes, a whole lot better than the other night. Listen,
good.
I'm glad you're here with me on our last night, but you know we're going to come back next month.
Thank you for that honor.
Yeah, you're welcome. And before we listen to some of the things that Brother Emmanuel has to say, let me say this to you, brother, to you and other activists throughout this country that don't get the attention that I think you deserve. Because you all are behind a lot of things that get done in the city. You sit in the back, so to say, and you're not worried about being up front. But you have to be recognized for what you're doing, because a lot of the activists throughout this country that are really doing things don't get paid for what they do. They just have a genuine concern for what's going on, not in that city, but in the United States, period, and stuff. And we get so used to household names. We call that person and we call that person. But a person named that we don't know might be the individual that we need to call that's going to get some things done. Because we have a lot of people out there in the game, so to say, that they're only there because of the title that's in front of their names. And it can be a bother because when some of them act up and don't do right, they put all of us in the same cup. And so with brothers like you and the others, y'all have a genuine concern. I mean, this is something you don't get paid to do and you don't have to do it. But you interrupt your life because in your mind and heart, it's the right thing to do, to be the voice for those who are voiceless. And I thank you for that. And I wish you continued success, because you are just one of the few that's out there legit with what you are doing. And I greatly appreciate you for that, brother. I really do.
Thank you, big brother. And you know, it's all compiled of, you know, what a lot of people would call pain, a lot of painful incidents in life, you know, a lot of painful situations, living in environments where, you know, those type of occurrences are normal, you know, and becoming so, you know, numb to them, you know, thinking that those type of things are the normal of life. And then, you know, stepping outside of that world and seeing other worlds and how, you know, those worlds don't have that as their normal, you know. And so when you went through a lot of things, you know, you've amassed knowledge at the proper level of knowledge, and that's through experience. You've seen a lot of things. And so what you see, if you just be real about what you've seen and what you went through, you know, and take it as a badge of honor, use those things as lessons, then you can teach others, and you're teaching them with what's real, the truth. That's what we all go through. And so, you know, like me and you talk, you know, outside of the camera, and we share some things, man. And conversations be so lit, and then when we come on here, we talking about other things. But one of the most important things is that a lot of times people don't understand the toll that this type of work takes on people. But when you are living it, it's like you're doing it from another standpoint. It's like you yourself understand what other people go through and what other people feel by being lied to, being tricked. And so just as you wanted the truth, it gives you an opportunity to give the truth back to people. You know what I'm saying? And so I take all the experiences of my life, you know what I'm saying, and I use them just to tell everybody else. And when I know how to do something, somebody can come to me and I'm going to tell them the truth on how to do it.
Let's take this quick call.
Okay,
Brother Emmanuel, let's take this quick call. No, you're good. Good evening, caller. You live on air. What's your name and what state are you calling from tonight?
I'm calling from Texas.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Wait, let me get some tea. God, look, forgive me for I have sinned. Change me now. This is my best friend. We grew up together there. Terrence in Shreveport. Yvette, I love you big time. My sister's on the live feed with us tonight. Terrence and I have been friends for many years and stuff. And I asked him to call in to the show tonight. And you already know Emmanuel was speaking back on past events that got our undivided attention. So, Terrence, what is it you want to say tonight? I don't even know how to address you, brother. Go ahead.
I want to talk about the stimulus.
Okay, go ahead and make the people mad. Go ahead.
Okay, the stimulus package. Okay, everybody ready for the $600, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, everything's all right. But my man Trump, he got on there like, oh no, hold on. We want to give everybody else and their mamas all the American taxpayers' money, but give the American people $600. This is what he means by America first. Hey, let's give $2,000. Hey, and thing about it is, it was the Democrats and the Republicans who are responsible for this, and they were going to sell us out for $600. And American people were willing to accept that. But what the hell can $600 do for you? Nothing. Not a goddamn thing. Excuse my language, but it won't even pay half my rent. All profit.
You know what? And I have to agree with you a billion % on that, because as we said the other night, $600 to the American people who have damn near lost everything but their righteous mind. That was just an insult, And even when you said, okay, 2,000, that's okay. But if you really look at it, that's not enough, because the American people, they have suffered and they have lost because of our government's non-response to the coronavirus when it first entered the United States.
Well, Alfonso, I want to stop you there, because when Trump first said something about it, the first thing they said, he was racist. No, he's being racist. He called it China virus. He's racist. No, it came from China, from Wuhan, China. And that's the first thing, that's where it came from, the China virus. And see, this man could have got his job done a whole lot better, but everything you see, investigation after investigation, this, that, and the other, and all the while he is trying to take care of the American people. He's providing us jobs, security.
Stop right there. Wait a minute, stop.
And all the while, Democrats are undermining him the whole time.
Okay, Terrence, stop. Brother Emmanuel, can you hear him when he's speaking? Would you like to respond? You want to respond to that? Let me say this to you, Terrence. And you and I we've done this dance before.
And heaven is back. Yeah, and heaven is backing me up. Donald Duck don't give a damn about people, period. It don't care if they black, white, what state, what country, what city. He is self-centered. He's a narcissist. He seeks attention, any kind, even bad publicity is wonderful for him. He don't give a damn about the American people. And you say he's provided us jobs.
Yes.
Where?
Look at all the jobs that were created during his administration. Good paying jobs. The economy was booming. The economy, the Dow was out there. The NASDAQ. Hey, the economy was booming, and then this whatever the coronavirus hit them. Trump warned us about it. Hey, China this, China that. Oh, he's been what they said, a narcissist or whatever.
Well, listen.
First they said he was a racist.
Okay.
And then they said he was being, because he wanted to shut down people coming from China. Am I right or wrong? Didn't they say that?
Let me say this to you. Brother Emmanuel, listen. Brother Emmanuel didn't want to respond. Listen, Terrence, you cannot learn while you're talking. Listen to me.
Well, answer my question, Ponzo. Did they say that when Trump tried to stop people from China coming into America, the first thing that they said, he is racist? Am I right or wrong?
They said he's racist, yes.
Yeah, okay. Didn't they say that about him and that policy from people coming from Asia and China? Didn't they say that?
Yes.
Okay, there we go. That's all I want.
Okay, but let me say this to you.
That was easy.
Okay, let me say this to you about the economy.
Mm-hmm.
When Senator Barack Obama became president of the United States, he entered in at a time. Listen. When we were in the midst of okay, Terrence, we can't talk together. Listen, when Obama stepped in that White House, he entered into the White House and inherited a recession. President Obama and his administration, they stabilized the economy. When Trump walked in there, the economy was doing great, not under his watch, under the watch of President Barack Obama. Obama. Donald Trump did nothing. We lost companies when he took office. Donald Trump did not stabilize the economy. He never had any intentions on stabilizing the economy. So I don't know where you get that from, but that's a lie.
Okay. So during Obama's administration, how much of gas prices?
They went up and down. Who knows?
No. Because gas prices has a lot to do with the economy.
I just answered it. It went up and down.
How much? Yeah, up and down. But
I don't know. Give me a figure quickly, Terrence. You tell me.
No, you give me a figure.
I don't know.
Okay, I will give it a figure. Okay, during the Obama administration, gas prices, especially for regular, around $3 to $4, right?
Uh-huh.
And have somebody fact check it.
What's your point?
Oh, well, I thought we have
Your defense for Donald Duck is terrible. I mean, you're not helping him at all. I mean, if you was his crisis manager, he would probably fire you on the damn spot. Donald Duck messed up the economy. We lost jobs.
Okay.
Listen, Donald Trump did not. Donald Trump, and I got to take another call. Donald Duck did not respond to the coronavirus when it first into the United States. When he knew it was coming to the United States, he did the same thing, responded not. He did absolutely nothing. And then he would lie and say, who knew this was going to happen? We didn't have time to prepare. Go back to 2014 when President Obama told you what was coming. Go back to January and February when Trump's trade advisor sent several memos, said, Trump, this is serious. We must address it now. And he said, it's not serious. It's a hoax.
Okay. So when he mentioned it, he said, hey, we need to stop the Chinese influence, people coming in from China. And they said, and like I said, the first thing, they call him a xenophobe. That's the word. They call him a xenophobe. I'm quite sure you can find many articles on that when they say that about him concerning this issue.
I am, Tammy.
And that's the first thing they said.
Okay.
He said, let's stop this trafficking. Oh, guess what the mayor and governor of New York said? Oh, no. He's a xenophobe. Pelosi, whatever. She's eating y'all lunch too, boy.
Okay, Terrence, hold up. Listen. I have to take another call. But if you call me after the show, I'll babysit you then. I love you.
Can I say this?
Go ahead, brother.
Can I say this?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm a person who experienced the 80s on this planet, in this country. And I witnessed seeing our president of this country assisting in those who were bringing and flooding our country with very, very high volumes of dope, crack, cocaine, and that flooded our neighborhoods and destroyed a lot of families that still to this day show the remnants of that destruction and the physical pains that people went through by ingesting that. And then I also witnessed the 90s, where many people came in at that time and made their political careers off of enforcing laws to put those same people who this same country purposefully gave all of those narcotics, put those people in jail and further harm those people. And we are still the remnants of many of our brothers and sisters doing these astronomical figures, doing this time, don't have good records and stuff. And it's a lot. And so how I feel is that when a person did something like that in the past, just because it's 20 years, 25 years later, I don't feel like they should have a position of authority over us all. But again, that comes down to knowing people's past. And as you say about both of them, they both have very, very messed up past. You know, if you go back and you really research these people. And I also know this, a leopard can't change its stripes. It can't change the patterns that's on it. It's just gonna know how to camouflage itself, or it comes into an environment where those that are around don't know what it is. So, you know, for me, myself personally, you know, I don't trust either one. And I'm more concerned about the things that they did in the past that still affect our people today, you know, and, you know, those are things I'm going to still be dealing with when the next president come in, and the president after that, and the president after that, if I'm still alive. Not to discount all of those that are really involved in this situation and seeing what it is doing to us, but just from what I've seen in my life, you know, neither one of these individuals are people that I would trust to be running our country with the sole purpose of giving us all the citizens the truth and treating us and seeing us equally and making things that are very, very beneficial to us. You know, it's just in this time in life, you know, a lot of people don't know about those things in the past. And so they're going off of what they're being shown right now. But if you just dig deeper, man, you'll see the truth, and we'll get more concerned on the things that are really affecting us day to day.
And Brother Emmanuel, I agree with that 100%. If you would go back and study who is in leadership right now, there's a website called Open Secrets. And if you go to that website, it will let you know why politicians do what they do and why they vote for certain things and other things they give a no to. If you pull that up, it'll tell you how much money they're getting. If you want to know why Mitch McConnell don't give a damn about the post office, well, UPS can answer that for you and FedEx can answer that for you. So when I'm voting, I'm not voting to make the American people happy. I'm voting because they made my bank account full. And even if I don't agree with what they're doing, I'm going to agree with it because I'm living a wonderful lifestyle. And as you just said, nothing changes. And when we look at black and white issues, and some whites are always saying that the past is the past, we should just leave it alone. But here's the thing. If we wanted to leave the past alone, we couldn't, because the past keeps becoming the present.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and with you being wise the way you are, when people listen, if they listen to get a nugget, they will get that nugget. They
got Bill Cosby. They got Bill Cosby up in the penitentiary. Got everybody that's his people hating him. They tried to strip him of all of the accomplishments that he had and all this stuff. And they basically, tarnished his whole image because they said he messed with women in the wrong way. But then if you go into those seek finding websites, you can look up Donald Trump's past. And the only difference between him and Cosby is that Donald Trump was able to pay off a lot of people that charged him with doing some of the same and worse acts than what Bill Cosby is in jail for. So all I'm saying is to say this. They put Bill Cosby in prison and they gave him, Donald Trump, elevation to become the world leader. It's like the past, if it gets lost, then you will not know where you are in the present and you will not be prepared to make a better future. We must understand who these people truly are. And when you do that, you'll find out some real stuff. This ain't us saying it. This is us leading you to find out for yourself. This man got more out of court settlements for sexual deviant behaviors, damn near to run against Michael Jackson, as many as Michael had, man. And this is no bull. But a lot of people don't know about him from back in the 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s. They're seeing now, time has went by, and here we are, 2020, finna go to 2021, and we are all fighting over these two individuals. You feel what I'm saying? But
listen, when people are going to cast their votes, do you think it's enough to just listen to what the politicians are saying, that they have done what they're doing and what they're going to do? Or do you think we must dig deeper and find out the past that he or she don't want us to know about? Because if I'm trying to get your vote, I'm going to say everything that I know you want to hear. I'm going to make every promise I can make. And I have no earthly intention on keeping those promises, but I will walk up into your church and hug and pat your snotty nose, baby, because I want you to know that Black people have struggled for too long and it must stop.
As if you didn't know that, but yeah.
Listen, this year.
That's like telling your girl, you don't meet no girl or you don't meet no man when you trying to accost somebody and have a relationship with them. You don't tell them from the beginning, well, look, I ain't gonna treat you right. I ain't gonna call you whenever you want to be talked to. I ain't gonna like your children. You don't say those things. Why? Because those things are synonymous with something that would make a person not want you. Nobody reveals their bad habits. So they're going to only show the good side of it. And they're going to say, oh, I'm the best guy. I would love your kids. I would love you. I'll call you whenever. Then over time, you find out. And so many of us been let down. Why? Because instead of going off of just what a person says at the moment, their actions will define them. And your actions for who you are right now are the same actions in the past. I promise you, this is my take on it. People do not change. I do not believe that in no shape, form, or fashion you can show me any kind of proof that a person has changed. What we do is that we evolve into what we are. What you were born with in the beginning, you have that same skin. You have that same nose, same lips, same tongues, even the same speech pattern, the same brain. What has it done? It has just evolved bigger. Now it's stretched, and that's how life is. So
Exactly. When
we are who we are, but we got to find out who these people was back in the day, and you'll know why they're doing what they're doing right now, and if they're sincere with doing it. Because if they ain't sincere,
in the
bullshit
right.
on.
When we used to do 7-day workshops with women on relationships, most of these women had either been in a bad one or they were in a bad one.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing they're going to say, and it goes back to what you just said, the first thing they tell us is that in the beginning, he was so nice. Well, that's the damn game, because, I mean, he was not going to come to you like King Kong and beat your ass on day one.
Thank you.
So
we're going to let you smell the shit
of how it once was and face reality of how it is right now. A brother, let me tell you, and you know this, and women do it too, but mostly men. A brother will study a woman, and she does not even know that somebody is studying her.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, he's going to learn her weaknesses.
Wow.
What she's strong at, her likes, her dislikes.
Wow.
And at an opportune time, he positions himself in her path. She thinks it's by accident.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know that this brother is a private investigator. So if he know he's a nothing and he's doing something close to nothing every damn day, 365 days a year, but he see a meal ticket or he see a bad woman that he won't, well, everything that she likes in a man is going to be him. He's coming to her camouflage. And in a few weeks or a few months, when he gets to beating the city, well, I don't know what's going on with Tyrone. He didn't used to be like this. I think it's because when we first got together, he had been on the job for like 18 years. And when we got together like 18 days, they fired him for no reason. And I think that's got him so mad. That's why throwing stuff, hammers at the wall and slapping me and stuff. He don't mean it. This is not him.
Or they lied to themselves from the beginning because they did see all those things, but they tried to make him into something that he was not going to be. You know he wasn't no good from the beginning. You kept talking about he's going to change and grow into it. Yet no, a lot of times we don't want to face that we saw those warning signs in the beginning, but something in us that we wanted, and that is a very, very strong urge, the want of things. And when you want something so bad, you can see all the bad things on it and you'll still work around it. Or you'll still think, I can be the difference. I can fix it. We got to face the reality of when you meet someone, you don't just go by what they say. Their actions have to line up with it. And most people, this is the truth. If they are, like you said, a brother, a smart man, that is a smart tactic to find out. You're supposed to investigate anything you're supposed to indulge your whole being into. So that is a good trait to do. No man should come up to you and just say, hey, man, I just came up to you. You know, that's not flattering to a woman. She needs to know that you value me. You value my attention. So you've taken steps to get to know things about me. Some type of people would say, oh, man, that's creepy. That's stalking. No, that's not. But it's the context in which the person, the beholder of those things is doing it. If you're doing it for the right reasons, you'll get the right result out of me because you'll find out about me as a person and you will come at me the right way. If you're doing it for the wrong reasons, you'll still find out how to come at me and you'll get in there, but you won't be able to last because you are not what you're supposed to be. And people have to understand, you gotta be what you are. Don't come in a relationship trying to change into some or be coming into these relationships expecting the person that I meet, he got to line up with everything. He got to like this, he got to like that, and if he do, he's just heaven sent. No, a lot of times your best match is going to be someone that is totally, completely opposite of you. And you know what I'm saying? It's
right.
deep.
And when we're getting ready, and then we're going to get on to the when you're getting ready to get into a relationship, and as you just said, you see the red flags. You see the red flags, but you choose not to believe the red flags. This might be in my mind, but as you just said, the red flags, if he picks you up, and this is your first time going out with him, and you get into his vehicle, and he has some music loud, that's another sign. But when you listen to what the rapper is saying, bitch better have my money. That bitch better have my money. All you need.
Yes.
And you get in there and you sit down. And eventually he calls you a bitch. And you don't like that. But he called you a bitch the first night you got your ass in the damn car. When you sat in that seat, you gave him the okay to call you a bitch.
That was him. He showed you his music. He showed who he was. People do it all the time, but we've been miseducated into looking for the wrong signs. We look for the universal perfect person as defined by this world. They say you got to have a job, got to do this, got to do that, got to do that, got to be good with that. But that's not what's going to be the best for you, the individual. And so, as you said, you got to pay attention. People will tell on themselves because their actions and their words are supposed to line up. If they don't, if he's sitting there being sweet, opening the door, my lovely precious, but then he get in there and he playing to your ears too short, bitch, that's my friend. It's a contradiction. And so now you'll start to see that if he would allow me to ingest this as the representation of the sounds and the lessons that he ingests, then I know that's going to come out. And if I know that, it's just a matter of time, and I'll see that him opening the door for me is, you know, a sign of trying to control me instead of a sign of being a gentleman, or however, you know, you call it being polite. You'll see that, oh man, yeah, I opened the door for my bitches. You feel what I'm saying? So
yeah,
it's
and
a tricky thing, but you gotta be on it.
Exactly. And so when they get to the point to where they begin to see him and understand him and know that this is just him. This is just him. But still they act as if nothing's there that's negative. Right. And a lot of times, and this is going to be kind of comical, but it's true. Not in all cases, but in some. If you don't know whether or not you're going to spend your whole life with this individual, some things you better not say in the heat of the moment. When you having sex with a man, and he begins to tell, he asks you, whose pussy is it? And you say it's his. He believes that now, but that's cute to her. She enjoys saying that. Johnny, this your, you know this your. And then Johnny said, if you give it away, I'll kill you. And that's funny to her. That's love to her. And she just tells me, he said, you killed me, off my legs or somebody. He's all crazy. But he believes that. And so you have to make sure that this is your heaven on earth. And I mean, this is not your soulmate, but this is your teacher. But if you confuse the teacher for being a soul, you're going to be every time. Because position determines perspective. What you see depends upon where you are standing. Okay, I want to look back quickly, Brother Emmanuel, on some of the stories that caught our attention from 2019 to now. I think one of the things that caught my attention was when George Floyd was killed. And the whole world saw George Floyd die in real time video. And we've had protests before, but this was the first protest that was so large, it didn't stay in the United States.
Really?
It became a global issue. And we saw just as many whites out there then as blacks. But on the same ticket, and you know this, a lot of more blacks lost their lives at the hands of cops doing that protest. But that's just one of the stories that, stood out to me, George Floyd. And when he was and last, he cried out for his mama. And that right there, we didn't know it at the time when he said it, but when the media investigated and found out that his mother was dead, but he was still calling on mama. That's where we feel help. I mean, our security come from, our love come from, but it was amazing to see, so many people around the world marching for this one brother. But then, wait a minute, no, it just wasn't for him. We got to thinking about everything that had happened in the past.
Yep. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He's actually buried in the same grave of my son, and it was just amazing to see the whole world, the eyes of the whole world come to the place where my son is resting, and I was out there that day, I was there at the gates to meet him, so that when the whole family and all those people from all over the world came through, we were at the front gate, ushering our brother in, man. And, it was protests that came up everywhere, man. Like I sent you some of those pictures. Those pictures were actually in Vida, Texas. And a lot of people down here in Texas know that Vida was is a Klan town. It was one of those sundown towns they were called back in the day. And a lot of our people, went to jail and both charges, got hurt. And you have to go through that town to get into very specific parts of Texas. So that has been here for a long time. And when
Brother Emmanuel, let's take this quick call. Good evening, caller. You're live on air. What's your name and what state are you calling from tonight? Hello? When y'all pop them pills and drink this that purple stuff and snort that shit.
You got me the first day on the show because I looked at that show later and I saw that shit. He said, "Oh, you see, y'all need to stop drinking for." I say, "Oh, you got good ones, yeah. Keep it coming, man. Don't hold on."
I mean, people, we have some disturbed people, but don't call here because we deal with serious issues and stuff. So just go play with your damn self or whatever.
I'm gonna blame it on the connection. That was probably just the connection. They were probably waiting because a lot of people do want to call. And so, I'm sorry. I try to go fast, but I'm one that don't like to leave out details and details.
No. That's fine. But listen. What past event that really got your attention?
The Vanessa Gideon situation, the Hispanic sister that was a soldier down here in Texas. She's from Houston, and she was stationed at Fort Hood. And Fort Hood is a big military base, and they're known worldwide, for having a lot of soldiers, a lot of jobs, a military town. Well, this sister, her people, reached out to me, like around, I believe that was April, and it could have been May. I'll make sure, but they reached out to me and they were asking me to, put her information out there, and they were telling me what happened with her and how she hadn't called, and it wasn't like her. And at that time, it was only like 2 weeks, but they knew something was wrong, and they were like, "You reach a lot of people because you put it out there." And so, from the platform I was at, a radio station and my platform, Hood News, Camp Texas, we put it out there. This is a soldier, this is a sister. The little sister was 20 years old at the time, 19, and she just needed everybody's help because, when family said it like that, we knew something was wrong. And so, we got involved, we hit the FBI building up down in Houston and just, plastered it around, got the word out there on an international level so that they could pay attention to it because it was the military. And a lot of time the military, there's things get hidden. It doesn't get released to the public. And so her death was calling, so much to many people. And I got with this brother named Pelon Valdez and our council member down here, Mike Knox. He had lost his son in a helicopter crash last year, and Pelon lost his son, as a baby. And so, we were all brothers that, experienced that pain of loss, and we came together because it's like this girl was calling us. But anyway, long story short, when we got active in it, we got more people involved in the search and made the Army get involved in it. Where we eventually EquiSearch, the ones who helped out with Malia, you know what I'm saying? Everybody joined forces, man, and we found her. And the crazy thing is, we didn't not only find her, but the first body we found wasn't even her. It was a soldier that had gone missing a few years before, and they thought that he was AWOL, and so the government classified him as AWOL. Then we found her. Upon finding her, we found another, and then another, and to this day, the count is at 12 bodies in that whole, and most of them were soldiers who got classified as going AWOL. What that situation did was the little sister had said that one of her ranking officials tried to come on to her sexually, and she, didn't want to. And so, that ended up being what was told to us as the story, because it was his girlfriend who came along with him, and they bludgeoned that girl to death, beat her to death, man, tried to burn her body up, chopped her up, buried her, you know what I'm saying, and then tried to say she was AWOL. Come to find out, a lot of those people were getting that same classification as AWOL, and then when we were finding their bodies, upon further investigation of medical examiners, you find out that there was traumatic situations, you know what I'm saying? These were homicides. So it's like through that little sister, Vanessa Guillen, in that I Am Vanessa Guillen movement, it made a lot of the sisters in the military be more confident in speaking up about the sexual things that go on in there.
Exactly.
More safe. And it also brought back a lot of people whose situations were buried under the ground, and people wasn't saying nothing about it. And so, with all those people, we got the government, the United States military, to stop calling these people MIA, to label them as something different, as missing. You know what I'm saying? So that they can really get involved, because these are our soldiers. These are our baby girls, and it don't matter what her pigmentation was. She's a sister, 8-time resident.
So a lot of times, right, when we would ask the women why they didn't report it right then and there, and I guess from what we now know, once you reported, you would really be in danger because the powers that be was not for you. Good evening, caller. You live on air. What's your name and what state are you calling us from tonight?
This is Jason Bolden from Florida.
Mr. Bolden, good evening. Welcome.
Florida.
Welcome.
Florida?
Yes, sir. Florida. I'm in the crazy state, so
All right.
To the guest, with the prostitution rings that they've proven at Fort Hood, like, you're familiar with the press conference that government had, like
You talking to the guest, right?
Yes, sir.
Brother Emmanuel.
He said with the prostitution.
Mr. Emanuel, what is it? The Department of Defense came out and had a press conference last week about the Fort Hood situation.
Mm-hmm.
With focus on Vanessa, and they were speaking of like known prostitute rings and like the missing people that you're referring to. I was just wondering if you had any more information about that.
Well, yeah, it's prostitution that's, prevalent in a lot of military areas because, a lot of prostitutes go after a lot of those single soldiers and stuff. So, in many other bases all over, it's been necessary to have investigations on what goes down, in those places because, those are our soldiers and, we can't just allow anybody to be around them. You know what I'm saying? Because they in danger. You feel what I'm saying? And so it has been a problem. And a lot of people that are in the service have been, active and inactive. They have been scared and fearful to, bring it up because they fear, getting, some kind of payback from the ranking system. And that has went on for a long time. And that's why this situation, what it did was it has brought a lot of light, man. Her family made it down to Washington, D.C. to pump up a law for her. But, and they've been fighting. A lot of people have been fighting and coming together. What it did is it brought a light to those situations so that people don't have to feel scared. And so that type of running of the system where, it goes through the hands of the person that has been accused and, things go missing and people go missing. That type of stuff needed a light brought to it. And, through her, it has been a light. And from the investigation that you're talking about, just on the week before last, it was 14 different ranking officials have been either fired or relieved of command, in that place. And they're launching an internal investigation. I mean, they already launched it. They're in there right now, man. They're pulling out stuff and doing it how it needs to be because those are our babies. That girl was a baby. You know what I mean? My baby that got killed, they was the same age, same year born, just a few months apart. So, that was like my daughter or like my little sister, man. You know what I'm saying? And I was asking my daughter, if she was sure, if she wanted to go into the military, so I was thinking, if we sending our girls off into these cesspools of evil, you know what I'm saying? We just sending them to their own demise, man, and we got to protect them. And so through that and through the efforts of a lot of people all around the world, man, we brought light to something that, has not had a lot of light, and it affects a lot of those people, man.
Okay, Brother Bolden, did that answer your question there, sir?
Yes, and Mr. Scott, Mr. Manuel, it's like I feel two ways about it. It's like I don't want to disrespect any of our brothers and sisters that was in the military, but at this point in America, for us to join a military with a nation that's right now murdering us in the streets. Again, I don't want to disrespect our armed forces, but I just don't think the military is somewhere we need to be right now.
Yeah.
And with this case, stories that came out with multiple women of color and non-melanated women, like there's something going on in the military that like needs to be fixed.
Exactly.
It's kind of like a blue wall with the police. It's like you don't say nothing so you can like exist. But you brought that because that story really hurt me. This woman was trying to like better her life and serve our nation, and she got done dirty. But yes, Mr. Scott and Mr. Emmanuel, thank you for answering the question. And y'all have a beautiful night. Appreciate y'all.
You too, brother, and we love you big time. Appreciate you.
And it's abuse of authority, brother. Florida, it comes down to abuse of authority, man. No matter what system, organization you're in, when you have those that are in power that are abusing their authority, then you have a very dangerous situation. And, I understand your opinion, on how a lot of us in this country have not been treated right. And so, therefore, a lot of us shouldn't join into that. Well, that's true because no matter what the organization is, whether it be the military, the postal office, or McDonald's, if somebody ain't treating you right and it becomes a dangerous situation, of course, you're not supposed to support them, exactly. Until that situation works best for you. So,
okay, right.
So
We're out of time. But it's two things that I want to address before we get out of here. And I said I was going to ask you this on air, Brother Emmanuel. I could have done it over the phone, but I respect what you do. We with you 100%. I'm wondering, when we come back on January the 5th, 2021, will you, from that day forward, co-host this show with me 100%?
That would be an honor, my brother. Thank you for that. Doing that on. Yeah, that's an honor, my brother. I really will be honored to do that, and I'm gonna make sure that I can commit to that.
Brother, that means a lot, and it's an honor every time you come on this show. And I thought about it, and I said, I want him to co-host the show with me from here on out.
Let's do this. Let's put all of these people, as many as possible, their situations out there to the audience that's going to make sure things get
right.
done.
And
I'm with that.
Right. One more thing here. What to? Somewhere in life, I'm everybody on the feed tonight. Somebody is dependent on you. And when people depend on you, whatever you do, you should not let them down. We started this show to bring awareness to the injustices that people experience in this country. And we will continue to do that, but it's just not enough to fight injustices behind social media. We must get out there and do the legwork. We must roll our sleeves up, and we must get out of there. We cannot continue to say, I'm going to look for a reason. Why should I help this person? Why should I help that person? If your heart is right, that's not even a question. And I never want people to look at it as, well, it could be me. Well, that's the wrong way to look at it. That's not a genuine concern for it. And I love what I do. We love helping people. And I'll be doing this until the day that I die. I'm going to miss you guys, but it's only a couple of weeks there and stuff. Most of you have been on this channel with me from the first day that I started. We lost a lot of people, but most of you stayed. You didn't go nowhere, and then you brought people with you. And I gratefully appreciate that. When I say I love you big time, that's just not something I throw up. I love you. I respect you because you support what we do. And so if you all don't subscribe to the channel, don't come on, we have nothing. We have nothing. And everything we do, we try to make sure that we fact check it before we bring it to you. But if we get it wrong, and we have in the past, I'm man enough to come back on air, Emmanuel, and let them know I got it wrong. And so I deeply apologize. This country is in a state right now that I've never ever seen in my life. If I was to give the State of the Union address, it would be extremely small. The country is fucked. That's it. Because we have people in leadership that applaud wrong and give a thumbs down to what's right. We have to stop waiting on Al Sharpton's plane to land, other activists' plane to land. You can be that voice in your city and get things started, because truth be told, Brother Emmanuel, and I love him, Al Sharpton will not live forever. Will not.
Come on now.
And so we owe it to everybody in this country to get up and try and make a difference in somebody's life. We cannot look for a reason to love. We cannot. Miles and cities and zip codes should not separate us when it comes to doing what's right in this country without looking to be recognized for it, without saying, I'm going to do this because God's going to bless me. If you're able to do it, you have already
Thank you.
been blessed. You've already been blessed. We can't do it without you guys. I need you. I appreciate you. We will, if there's breaking news stories, since Emmanuel has said, yes, you may see us pop up. That's the only reason we're going to come back before January the 5th. I'm going to get some rest, spend some time with family there. And I don't know how many people on this live feed, but I'm going to look at my Cash App tonight, and I'm going to look at the PayPal thing. Every name that I see on here, if I don't see it there, well, y'all do the math. Y'all just do the damn math. If you can donate on a serious note there, we gratefully appreciate whatever you all can do, because I think Brother Emmanuel said it the other night, we don't get paid for this. When we become spokesperson for people, we don't charge them. We survive off of your donations. And by the time we get a check from YouTube, it's just gas money. That's it. So even though we're off air, we still need your undivided support. We need you to donate if you can. It's the day before Christmas Eve. I want to be jolly, 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 jolly. And I know y'all can make that happen. As always, remember, I'm not always right, and you are not always wrong. We love you guys. May God be with you, and God keep you. Brother Emmanuel, I love you big time, and I appreciate you coming on as co-host.
I am. The Houstonian, the Houston haters hate to hear because I always 24/7, 365. I represent the truth in this iron tooth life of mine. Remember, never sit down, never lay down, but do what you were born to do, and that's stand up. One love.
Thank you, brother. I love you big time. Merry Christmas to everyone.